In my 12 years as an artist, I wasted a lot of time doing studies that didn't help me improve, that I didn't enjoy at all. They would zap me of my creative energy. They would remind me of all the ways I'm falling short. So this video is for people who don't particularly enjoy doing studies. Now, if you are an artist who loves the traditional approach, if you love the approach of doing tons of studies and practicing and getting better, and that invigorates you and brings you so much energy, then this video isn't for you. This video is specifically for people who don't enjoy doing studies. When I was desperately trying to improve my art because I had a low sense of self-worth and wanted the art to cover up those feelings and make me feel better about myself, when I was in that phase of my life, I would watch a lot of videos by teachers where they would tell you to do studies, learn how to draw figures, learn how to draw this and that so that you can become better. And when you learn how to draw these things, you will become so much better. You'll learn how to draw everything. If you learn how to draw the basic forms, you can draw anything that you want and you'll get so much freedom from that. And those teachers are absolutely right. That is why I teach the basic forms in my 54 free drawing exercises that you can check out below. But at the same time, just doing those exercises wasn't fun for me. And trying to force myself to do those exercises took me away from why I actually started to draw. The reason why I started drawing is because I want to express certain ideas. I want to explore my creative energy. It wasn't just about the technical skills. Now, I know for some people with a more analyst mind, they like the technical stuff so much that that is the purpose in itself. But what I've found is that there are a lot of creative students, a lot of my beginner students, they want to learn these drawing skills so that they can apply them to their projects, so they can apply them to things. They express themselves in ways that they can't verbally. That's a big reason why so many people turn to drawing. I think so many people turn to drawing because they struggle to express themselves verbally. So they want to express themselves on paper because it makes more sense. Drawing these shapes and drawing faces and these things, you can express ideas and feelings that are hard to describe in words. Now, for those students, just spending a bunch of time doing studies and just learning the technical skills will drain them of energy because it takes them further and further away from why they started to draw to begin with, especially if that drawing in those studies comes from a place of insecurity. If students do these exercises just because they don't feel good within themselves, I think that will just take them further and further away from that energy that got them started, and then they'll burn out, they'll forget why they started, they won't be able to develop a consistent drawing habit because a lot of the drawing habit is full of shame. If your drawing habit is full of shame, it's very hard to sit down and draw. If your drawing habit is full of joy, then it becomes so much easier to sit down and practice. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't practice any technical skills, but I think that technical skills should always apply to a personal project that you care about. Ultimately, there needs to be a deeper purpose for the technical skills. You can think about this in terms of going to the gym. It's much easier to go to the gym if the reason that you're trying to get strong is so that you can be healthy for your family. This is something that I think about a lot, where I want to be physically strong because one day I want to have kids and I want to be a parent that's strong enough and healthy enough to run around with my kids. So that gets me to the gym really easily. But back when I was only focused on looking better, which we all go through that phase sometimes where we're trying to look better aesthetically, that's not as good of a reason to go to the gym. Therefore, you probably won't stick to it long term if that's the only reason. Now, obviously, if that got you started, that's completely fine. Maybe you got started with drawing because you felt insecure about your life and you wanted to become special, you wanted to do something that made you feel better about yourself. So maybe you got you started with drawing. But we don't want to just linger in that one purpose. We can find a better purpose that will be more long lasting and give you the longevity that you need to be a full creative, to actually explore your creative voice in a way that is consistent. So instead of just doing studies mindlessly, where you're just doing studies here and there, just randomly trying to learn a bunch of different skills, what I recommend you do is to start a personal project, set a clear intention, right? So this project can be a mini project. It doesn't have to be a huge long-term project, but set your intentions clear about a project that you want to explore. What are feelings that you want to explore? What are the aesthetics of this project? What are the specific art styles that you want to explore? Write all of that stuff out, explore it, try different things, and then do studies that live in service of those things. And you want to be narrow about the studies that you do. Do not pick your favorite artist who has all the skills, can draw perfect figures and faces and colors and all that stuff, and then try to do all of those studies all at once. Look at the artists that you want to emulate in some ways and pick a very narrow sliver. You might be okay, I love this artist colors. I'm going to just focus on the colors of this one piece. I'm going to do a study on those colors, and I'm going to directly apply what I learned into my personal project. So this is much more about direct application. You don't even have to do that many studies. You can just apply it directly to the piece that you're working on, and you'll learn so much faster, because that is so much more fulfilling for your creative energy than just doing studies mindlessly. The big reason why I recommend this approach for most of beginner artists is because, one, if you're a hobbyist, you do not have that much time. If you're spending a bunch of time doing studies, you probably don't have time to also work on a personal project. So combining the two, where you are doing your studies and exercises in the actual piece that you care about, that is a much more efficient way to learn. So if you don't have that much time on your hands, that's number one reason to do this. And the second reason is that it'll give you more clarity on why you're actually learning these skills. Instead of mindlessly just learning a bunch of different skills, you can learn the skills that actually matter to you. And what you might find is that a lot of the skills that you thought you needed to learn, you don't actually need to learn. This is something I've noticed within myself, where I put all this pressure on myself to learn like realistic figures and like realistic anatomy. And I didn't actually care to draw that way. I just thought I needed to learn that so that I could have fun later. But now that I'm actually mindful of the art styles that I actually like, I've noticed that I don't particularly care that much about realistic anatomy. I care so much more about expressive anatomy and like tasty shapes, like shapes that look good. Like I care so much more about like gesture and expression than I care about realistic anatomy. And I only discovered that by doing personal projects. It's very hard to discover these things unless you're intentionally sitting down, asking yourself questions about what themes you want to explore, what art styles you actually care about, like what art styles do you want to do? You might be inspired by other art styles. You might be inspired by someone who does realistic drawings, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you want to do that. Are you someone who wants to sit down and do a pencil sketch for like 100 hours to draw a realistic figure? Is that what you want to do? Like honestly, ask yourself, is that a sacrifice you're willing to make? Because if you do want to draw realistic anatomy, it might take you 10 years of practice. And if that idea of 10 years of practice doesn't excite you, that probably means that you don't actually care that much about that art style. The art style that will excite you, the art style that makes you think that, oh, I could do this for 10 years, that is the style that you should be leaning into. And it's hard to discover that unless you actually try your hands at it. This isn't something that you just do intellectually. You do this on paper. You write out the project that you want to explore, and then you try your hands at it. That is why we will do mini projects. In my inner artist course, that is all that we focus on, is building personal projects. Focus on a mini project, right? Like a project can just be like 3 pages in your sketchbook where you do a certain style of drawing. It doesn't even have to be finished pieces, but you want to be intentional about the themes that you're exploring and the art style that you're trying to like explore. And then you might decide after that project that like, oh, I don't actually want to explore this further. But if you do a mini project, you might decide that, yeah, I'm going to do 3 more pieces. Now this project becomes 6 pieces, 9 pieces, 12 pieces. And this is applicable to any art style that you're exploring. Like if you want to make a comic book, you can start with just a couple of pages. You don't have to have everything fleshed out. Just try your hands at it and see if you actually care about making comics. If you believe that you want to do a certain thing, try to do it right now instead of waiting till you are better. This is the problem with the study trap. I think a lot of people fall into this trap where they're just doing studies, doing exercises, trying to find the most efficient way to study. Oh, I'm gonna do this study schedule for 5 years and that'll be good enough to like get tons of likes on Reddit. You know, like there are all these mindsets around this like study approach. But I think that fundamentally comes from procrastinating on your creative ideas. I think a lot of times people fall into this trap because they're so scared to actually try their hands on the things that they want to explore. So just bypass all of that by forcing yourself to do a mini project and do it badly. I think the key to doing this is reminding yourself that you can do an ugly version of a project and then do a better version in the future. I treat all my projects this way. Every single piece that I make, I think of it as practice. I'm like, okay, this piece is going to be bad. I know that my idea in my head is so much better than what I'm able to do right now, but I'm going to do a bad version right now. And then in 10 years, I'll do a better version so I can have a before and after. And I just convince myself that I'm going to do this before and after thing in the future. So it's totally fine if I fail. It's almost going to look better if I fail. So that gives me all this freedom to explore. I can do a bad drawing and make an ugly drawing now because I do not need to prove my worth here. I'll be able to prove my worth in the future, and then I'll have that good underdog story. You know, I'll have that underdog story of like, I was so bad. Look at how bad I was. That this drawing was so ugly, and I got better 10 years in the future. This approach, this mentality can help bypass some of the perfectionistic tendencies. Now, you also want to write out your other expectations, right? Like this approach can work a couple of times, but maybe if you have a stronger inner voice, you might have to actually write this out. That's why in the inner artist course, we write out our expectations and grapple with them so that we can get past that voice. We want to get past the inner critic and actually get to the drawing table and draw things that we care about. Stop doing studies if you do not enjoy them. If you do them without purpose, then you will not enjoy the drawing practice. You will lose touch with why you started drawing, and all this will just become meaningless. There's no point in doing this if you don't have a reason for doing it. It doesn't feel fulfilling, especially if you're a hobbyist. All my videos are so focused on hobbyists because I think there's so much value that beginners can get from the drawing practice. There's so much value that hobbies can get if they actually explore their creative voice. I fundamentally believe the world is a better place the more people explore their inner voice through drawing. And that is why I do this. That's why I rant so heavily about not falling into the study trap and just actually doing your personal projects. To be clear, I'm not saying that you shouldn't practice your technical skills, but the technical skills should always be in service of your creative voice. That's why I tell my students to take my 54 free drawing exercises and make them fun for themselves, right? The reason why I draw cute characters and stuff in those exercises is because that's a way for me to have fun. But if you don't like cute characters, then figure out how to do them in a way that is fun for you. Ultimately, all of this should be in service of your creative voice. It should be in service of enjoying the practice. So if you've lost touch with that, stop doing studies for a while and just explore your creative voice. You might just want to do this through writing for a bit. If you are struggling with your emotions around your drawing practice, you might want to do a bunch of writing, a bunch of journaling about what do I care about in the drawing practice? What do I need to do to get back in touch with the joy of drawing? What did I used to love drawing? These are all questions that you should explore in a journal and then go back to that. Try to return to the reason why you started drawing. And that is why I don't think that you should do studies just mindlessly. Studies should always be in service of a larger project, and the large project doesn't have to be huge. It can just be a small drawing in your sketchbook, but it should live in service of your creative voice. And I know that for most of my students, there are things that they want to explore. It could be the taste of coffee or the feeling of rain, right? Or the sound of rain. Being able to explore these ideas through drawing is really what makes this super satisfying, which is why you should do your personal projects. If you want my help on your creative journey, check out the Absolutely Everything bundle that's linked below. You get the combination of the creative voice side, where we go through the inner artist course, and the mindful drawing course, where we go through intuitive drawing. And then we also go through some of the technical stuff like the portrait drawing bundle, figure drawing bundle, the beginner's toolkit, where we learn the basic forms. So you get a combination of the two, but ultimately, all of it should be in service of your creative voice. So see you there when you are ready. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.